amusement ride industry acknowledges is a catastrophe. 4 people are still in intensive care after the collapse of the Spin Dragon on Saturday night, which left 37 people injured. Now there are questions whether warning signs were ignored and whether the responsibility for safety precautions on show rides should be left in the hands of those who operate them.
As its name suggests, the Spin Dragon is one wild ride. But on Saturday, just hours after these pictures were filmed, the Dragon ran out of puff.
It just fell and people were trapped.
Were you on the ride?
No, I was underneath it.
The joint connecting the arm of the ride had broken mid-swing, hurling the seating and its occupants to the ground. It landed on people who were lining up for the same ride.
It was just like a battle zone. It was just unbelievable. Just see your bodies lying everywhere. They were shaking, they were screaming, they were incoherent.
Lee Kirtland's daughter Sarah was one of the thrill seekers on board the ride.
Hey, Dad.
You alright?
Happy Father's Day.
Thankfully, she was safe and well, but still traumatised by what she'd seen.
I remember seeing this guy that was just lying there, just screaming at us. And he had his foot caught under there, and he's just unbelievable, just screaming.
And like other passengers, Sarah now believes there were warning signs of the disaster to come. What happened once you were on the ride?
I could hear something like chains rattling, and I could feel like it just like bumping.
So you knew something was wrong?
I knew something was wrong. And then it just broke away, and we just landed straight on the ground, and they got us out, and we had to jump over all the bodies that were laying on the ground, and we just hysterical.
The cause of the accident is now the subject of a full investigation, and central to that inquiry will be the actions of the ride operator just hours before the crash. A Current Affair has learned that police will look into allegations from some showgoers that they alerted the operator to loud grinding noises coming from the ride, and that his only solution was to apply more grease to the machine.
Just rubbing grease or rubbing it off, or...
And that's before you got on the ride?
Yeah, that was before I got on the ride. And
why did you notice that?
I was just looking around. We were just looking around all the rides, and then we spotted that. And I thought that was pretty weird. We didn't see that before.
Alarmingly, the Spin Dragon was inspected and given the all clear on Friday, 24 hours before it fell apart.
The inspectors at that time were satisfied with what they saw.
How does it make you feel knowing your daughter was allowed to go on a ride that was clearly unsafe?
Oh, look, I'm just so bitter. I'm just so angry about that.
The amusement ride industry is one that's largely allowed to regulate itself. It's only been in recent years that ride owners have been forced to keep daily maintenance records.
A schoolgirl had been riding the giant octopus when one of its arms collapsed.
It was the death of 11-year-old Shandy Lee Clare on a giant octopus which prompted a long overdue shake-up in New South Wales. The coroner's inquest heard that a metal cap on the ride may have been cracked for as long as 15 years. 5 people were injured when a Sizzler carriage collapsed at a Sydney amusement park back in 1992. And that same year, another 5 were rushed to hospital when a freak wind blew an inflatable castle 13 metres into the air in Melbourne.
Dozens of people injured, 2 critically in the show ride disaster.
Sarah and her family fear Saturday night's accident won't be the last, unless tighter controls and tougher guidelines are introduced to identify mistakes before they become tragedies.
Are you angry?
Yes, very. I'm never going any rides again.
She is very lucky to be alive. We are very lucky to have her here with us. And I just feel so sorry for those parents of those children that were underneath that ride.
Ben Fordham with that report from